Hello and happy Earth Day. I'm Ellen Roberts, the Climate Change, Sustainability and Recycling Officer for Three Rivers District Council. Three Rivers declared a climate emergency back in 2019 and committed to fighting climate change and reaching net carbon zero, not only for our own operations, but for the district as a whole. I started working at the council around a year and a half ago as a waste and recycling officer, where my job was to increase recycling and reduce waste across the district. Three Rivers are already pretty great at recycling. We have the best rate in England with residents recycling a massive 64.1% of their household waste. However, on average, around a third of bins in England are still made up of food waste, so there's lots of it not being recycled. So we have a little bit further to go. Residents in Three Rivers still produce around 350 kilograms of waste per person at home, which is about the weight of a deer. So we still also have a long way to go in reducing what we throw away. What percentage of waste do you think we have ever recycled or composted globally? Just give you a minute to think about it. Okay, so no, it's actually only 9% globally. So some plastics take up to around 500 years to break down. On average, everyone throws away around their body weight in waste every 7 weeks. And recycling a drinks can saves around 95% of the energy needed to make a new one. So there's some really key reasons why we need to recycle more, use less plastic, and keep this kind of material out of our environment. So here are some items you can recycle both at home and at school, as long as they're empty and they all go into the same bin. It's got your plastic, pots, tubs, trays, bottles, your metal, particularly aluminium, glass, aerosols, as long as they're empty, food waste, and your paper and card. These are the things you can't recycle, so any plastics that you can scrunch like that is not recyclable. Either is polystyrene, plastic bags, things like that you can't recycle in your regular recycling bin. Metals sort of from your kitchen, glass, anything that you might drink out of or put in the oven, they're not made of the same type of glass as bottles and jars, so you can't recycle those at home. Aerosols, if they still have anything in them. Garden waste you can obviously recycle, but no treated wood or plant pots or anything like that. There's lots of new biodegradable and compostable materials on the market. These can't be recycled and they can't go in your food waste or garden waste. And paper, tissues, towels, and these mixed material items like Pringles tubs, they're sort of a mixture of metal and cardboard. These can't be recycled. So what can you and your family do about it? So one of the biggest things you can do is actually just buy less stuff. Do you actually need it? Can you borrow it from somebody or buy it secondhand? If you have things that you no longer want or need, can you sell it or give it away rather than putting it in the bin? Even if you sell things for a couple of pounds, you'd be surprised how much that adds up or how much it might help out somebody else. So not only does it stop you throwing away, but it might also prevent somebody else buying something new. Check the council's website, the Waste Aware website, or the Recycle Now website if you're unsure of what you can recycle. There's loads of information on there about different types of waste, what you can do with them, and some items that we don't recycle as a council. But some stores are now offering collection points of different things like makeup or crisp packets or plastic bags, things like that. Food waste is one of the worst things to waste. Not only does it give off powerful gases if it ends up in landfill, which contribute to climate change, but all the resources that go into growing it and getting it to where you are also wasted. So the sort of water and fertilizers and those kinds of things. So try to make sure your fridge is below 5 degrees. Try having one use up day a week where you whip up a meal with all the bits and pieces left in your fridge that are maybe just about to go off. Make sure you store your leftovers, you can eat them another day. And if you do have food waste, please make sure it all goes into your food bin. That includes out of date food and plate scrapings. Just make sure it's out of any packets. And finally, remember your reusables. So look out for the refill sticker, or check, there's a new refill app, so you can find out where to refill your water bottle without feeling awkward. These shops and cafes are really passionate about reducing plastic waste, and they're more than happy to refill your bottle on the go without any awkwardness. So you can even put in the app every time you use one, just to see how many bottles you save up over time. And you can also use the app now to find discounts for using refillable coffee cups, and where you can get a food refill. So things like rice and pasta you can get in a jar and take them home, so there's no waste at all. It's really brilliant. Such as the Croxley Green store, which I believe there is a video about on the Green Croxley YouTube as well. So COVID, unfortunately, we all need to take regular tests, and they do produce a lot of unavoidable waste. However, you can still recycle the box and the instructions. But please just make sure all those other plastic bits go into that dedicated bag. It will really help protect our crews who are dealing with this waste so they don't get sick. So another part of my job includes helping nature and increasing biodiversity around the district. So if you haven't seen Emma's video about how to make a bug hotel, go and check it out and help out our local wildlife and improve your garden. So we're currently running a trial scheme this year where we're leaving some of our green spaces uncut until the end of summer. This lets the plants flower and the pollinators pollinate. So if you keep an eye out for some of these signs around the district, hopefully you'll see some long grasses, some new plants and lots of things buzzing around. So I also work on community engagement that involves going into schools and community groups to talk to them about waste, how they can fight the climate crisis and all these things. It's a really fun part of my job and I can't wait to get back to it as soon as it's safe. I'm really excited to visit some of your schools and others around the district. I also work with local environmental groups such as Friends of the Earth, Watford and Three Rivers, and the new group Sustainable Three Rivers to help coordinate events and get more people involved. So if you haven't heard of some of those groups already, check them out on social media and see how you can get involved. I've also put some of my details on here, so you can get onto our website to check out what we're doing and how you can get involved. There's information on there about borrowing litter picking equipment, those kinds of things if you want to do that. You can follow us on social media for lots of tips of what you can do at home to save energy, save water, improve biodiversity, waste less, all those kinds of things. And you can give me an email at this email address down here if you have any ideas, you want to get in touch, you'd like me to come and do a talk for your school or your community group, anything like that. I'm more than happy to support you. Okay. Thanks very much for listening.